The time is now 7 p.m. Time for the CBC Evening News. This time check is brought to you by Fruta.
Barbadians implored to remember the real reason for the Christmas holiday. A call to do more with Christmas in Queen's Park. And in sports, the Windies captain optimistic ahead of the second test against Australia.
Credible, balanced, committed. This is the CBC Evening News.
Good evening, I'm Michelle Arthur with the Christmas 2015 edition of the CBC Evening News. Barbados' Governor General Sir Elliot Belgrave is asking his fellow countrymen not to allow growing consumerism to overshadow the real meaning of Christmas.
In these somewhat difficult economic times, it is still important to remember that we do not need large sums of money and elaborate festive decorations to celebrate the true meaning of Christmas with each other. The importance of family, respect for others, helping those less fortunate are foundations for our community.
A similar sentiment from Prime Minister Frendel Stewart, who wants Barbadians to focus less on materialism this Christmas season.
There must be room in your vocabulary for the word enough. What we acquire certainly answers the question, how we live from day to day. It does not answer the question, why we live from day to day. Life should have a purpose that links us both to the birth and to the life's mission of the babe of Bethlehem. Following a star which frees you from responsibility as a parent, as a teacher, or as a citizen will not bring you that sense of personal fulfillment which you seek.
In her Christmas message, Opposition Leader Mia Mottley reminded Barbadians to think of others, particularly the less fortunate.
I am sure you will recall Christmases of old, when neighbors looked out for each other and sharing was second nature. Children were taught the value of possessions and households lived within their means. The community came together to share in the Christmas spirit in one form or another. Thank God, there are still positive signs of these traditions in some of our communities. I, however, hope this can be the norm rather than the exception. I would like to salute those groups who bring Christmas cheer to the less fortunate among us at this time, especially our children and those who are shut in.
And Anglican Bishop of Barbados, the Reverend Dr. John Holder, wants Barbadians to be agents of peace this season.
If there's a condition that you are aware of, one that is full of conflict and tension, a condition that makes the presence of peace difficult to implant and to maintain, one in which the use of a gun may seem to someone as an easier solution than the pursuit of reconciliation, do your best to restore peace.
Appeals are being made for a new experience on Christmas Day in Queen's Park, but we're hearing that plans are already in the works to breathe new life into the annual festivities. Shane Seeley has a story.
It's Christmas Day in Queen's Park. Hundreds of people dressed down, strolling on the virtual fashion runway, being serenaded by the Royal Barbados Police Force Band. It's always a special occasion for these guys, dubbed the Magnificent Six. And people actually come in from overseas just to see them in action.
I saw them like 5 years ago in the nation, and every year I just look for them in the nation, but this year I said I had to come to Barbados just to see them in person.
One of the members of the Magnificent Six says things need to change on Christmas Day in the park to make the occasion more festive.
We have a little problem here because over the years we had the theater here, it should be open, it's on the repair now, and the pool is dry. We need to put some more tables around the pool so we could sit down some more tents and bring the good jog and stop the hamburgers and things like that when you pass and you sit down. We need good cake, we need good wine, we need good ham.
Well, something could be on the cards as soon as next year. LaRon Green from Bionic Man Shop says the Bridgetown store is strongly considering putting on a fashion show. He believes it would be the perfect fit.
We want to hold a fashion show maybe after the police band, because after the police band's finished, everybody goes home and there's nothing going on. So we want to hold a big fashion show and also maybe a competition between the guys so that we can get the crowd involved in the whole situation. Maybe that would probably boost the park and make things a little better.
Now, even with calls to breathe new life into Christmas Day in Queen's Park, it's believed that there's been a resurgence in its popularity as a thing to do at Christmas.
This was the thing to do when I was growing up. And then there was a period, I think around the 70s and 80s, when it was no longer fashionable and the crowds thinned out and so on. But, you know, in the last, it's about 15, 20 years now that, you know, it's really come back into its own.
Shane Seeley, CBC News.
The first Christmas baby arrived at the Queen Elizabeth Hospital this morning just after 9. Bouncing baby boy Zari Hamilton Pedro Hines weighed 5 pounds 14 ounces. His 32-year-old mother, Shanika Hines of Chapman Village, St. Thomas, was overjoyed and says it's her third child, but her first boy.
As long as I have a healthy, bouncing baby, it's fine. It doesn't matter. I thank God for bringing me through safe, and I'm very happy.
Ms. Hines also received the best wishes from Health Minister John Boyce as he toured some of the wards and thanked staff for their hard work during the year. 3 other births were scheduled for later today at the QEH. There were no Christmas Day births at the Bayview Hospital. A man is tonight in serious but stable condition at the Queen Elizabeth Hospital as a result of the island's latest shooting incident. 29-year-old Ricardo Gibbons of Lower Carlton St. James was shot around midday in his neighborhood. Police said the shooting allegedly resulted from a dispute between Gibbons and another man. Lawmen say no one is in custody as yet. We'll have some sports news when we come back.
There's no place like home for the holidays. Family and friends together sharing memories. We celebrate the joy in our children's eyes. We feel our hearts become young again. We never forget what Christmas means. It's a love that's always in our hearts forever. So let's all come together and share with each other and bring joy to every boy and girl. If we all come together and share with each other this holiday, there'll be peace.
Season's greetings from your friends at Banks Holdings Limited.
Countdown to 50.
Hi there. I am the Venerable Eric E. Lynch, Archdeacon of Barbados. A holy and blessed Christmas Day to you. Remember, there are 341 days until we celebrate the golden anniversary of our independence next year.
That's just... You do it. All right, fine. There you go. That's impressive. Yeah, I think it does look pretty good. I wouldn't have done it any different myself. I saw that.
Naniki Music Festival presents 5 amazing shows from January 13th to 17th, 2016. On January 13th at Holders, we salute Urban Burgee with Island in the Sun by Stefan Walcott's 1688 Big Band. On the 14th, our free Sunset Concert at Frank Cullimer Hall with the Rudy Smith Quartet. Reggae legend band Aswad takes over Holders on January 15th. On January 16th, the Nicholas Branker Orchestra and Grammy Award winner Roberta Flack return to Holders. Finally, at Naniki on Sunday, January 17th, Caribbean Fusion in the Hills with Edwin Yearwood, Leston Paul, Ras Eiley, and Serenader. Others include Nikita, Mylan Clark, Rhea Driggs, Vanessa Lee, and many more. General admission tickets from $70 and $250 for VIP.
Captain Jason Holder believes West Indies can turn things around when they face Australia in the second test match at the Melbourne Cricket Ground that starts in a few minutes. The Windies lost the first match in Hobart, but are confident of a better showing at the MCG, where a large crowd is expected for the match. Holdie believes this could be their day.
I just think we just one good performance and turn things around. You know, that's the way we have to look at it. It can't be negative all the time. We just have to find ways to pick ourselves up. And, you know, for me, just looking at it, just one good day away probably from a turnaround. And that's the way I'm taking it going forward. You know, we have to make runs, we have to take wickets. You know, when chances come our way in the field, we got to take them. You know, it's as simple as it is. It's just important that we start well. I think once we start well, the energy goes through. We had a really good 2 days in Geelong in the practice game which we had. And it's good to see that, you know, when we start well in terms of our bowling, you know, the energy filters throughout the entire innings. I think that's one of the things I really want to stress on in terms of the body language. I think once we do that, then we'll have energy a lot longer. It's also expected that Carlos Brathwaite will make his Test debut. Well, we've got to look at everything, you know. Obviously, Carlos is an all-rounder. Miguel is just an on-note fast bowler. Carlos has been in the squad for a little while now, and he's waiting for his opportunity, so he's probably pretty much front line for me to go ahead of Miguel. But we'll see how the conditions look tomorrow. The second test begins at 7:30 p.m. live on MCTV's Digicel Sports Max. It's being reported that two-time Sol Rally Barbados champion driver Paul Bird has been banned from that sport. UK anti-doping says the English rally driver and motorsport owner has been banned for 2 years after failing a doping test. Bird tested positive for a metabolite of cocaine and the diuretic furosemide following an in-competition test in July 2015. The agency says he is suspended from all sports until midnight July 10, 2017. Bird owns the Paul Bird Motorsport team, which not only competed in Rally Barbados, but also competes in British Superbikes along with national and international rallying events. 10 Barbadian boxing coaches have received their certification from the World Olympic Association. Coaches Richard Atwell, Albert Bess, Mark Innes, Calvin Noel, Edson Williams, Sean Worrell, Wayne Quinton, Lawrence Hunt, Tiffany Brathwaite, and Samuel Kodesar were all in attendance at an end-of-the-year social for the boxing community. They received their one-star Olympic Solidarity certification from Secretary of the Barbados Boxing Association, Kathy Harper Hall. National Sports Council coach George Shepherd spoke highly of the recent success in Guyana.
I also was in Guyana with the team, and I would like now to publicly congratulate them on an outstanding performance. It is not easy winning 9 gold medals, and most of those fights were against Guyanese. So you understand what a momentous occasion that would be, to fight the home team and beat them. And that was not easy. So I think that our boxers need a lot of credit, knowing where they came from and where they are now. And we hope that they'll maintain this drive and will go to higher heights, as they would say.
We'll be back to wrap up the evening news in just a moment.
Oh, wait. Before we start drinking, I want you to do something for me.
Like? Sound like what?
I want you to write a question on a napkin, and before we leave here, try to answer it.
Cheers.
Okay, I want you to write your answer now.
Use alcohol responsibly. If you can't control a pen, how will you control a vehicle? A message from the Barbados National Road Safety Council.
That's just... You do it. All right, fine. There you go. That's impressive. Yeah, I did the adjustment. Pretty good. I wouldn't have done it any different myself. I saw that.
We always knew it, and December's systematic survey confirms it. The majority of Barbadians are watching CBC TV8 between 7 and 10 p.m. That's a prime-time audience that spans all socio-economic groups. So when you really want to reach an audience, then there's no better option than CBC. CBC TV8, your nighttime market leader.
And now before we go, just a brief look at the weather. The temperature is 26.3 degrees Celsius, the relative humidity 75%. The weather forecast for tonight, partly cloudy and windy with a few brief showers at first, becoming increasingly cloudy and windy with some scattered showers mainly beyond midnight. The weather forecast for tomorrow, partly cloudy to occasionally cloudy and windy with some scattered showers. The tides for tomorrow, if you're going to the beach, high tide will be at 4:43 and then again at 4:16, and the low tide at 9:58 and then at 10:55. And that's news for this Christmas night. On behalf of the entire CBC News team and our crew tonight, thank you for watching. Good night.
Warmest thoughts and all the best for a wonderful holiday. Best wishes from the Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation.